Recently, I've rewatched The Lord of the Rings for like the 10th time already, and the the last time I saw it was maybe, I don't know, like I don't even remember, maybe it was like 10 years ago or so, between 5 and 10 years, sometime in my earlier adulthood. And something about this time around, watching it again, it was really different. It it hit me really hard in a good and profound way that has never affected me before. And it almost felt like I was watching the movies for the first time all over again. As a kid, when I used to watch it, I would focus really mostly on this beautiful fantasy world called Middle Earth, where you have hobbits and dwarves and elves and a whole bunch of other creatures coexisting together. And I also used to be really obsessed with elves. I found them super cool. I wanted to be an elf myself because they were just so elegant, so classy, so graceful in the way they move, the way they are. Um, they made archery look so cool. And that actually made me want to get into archery. And yeah, it was basically a feel-good movie with a cool storyline, and the protagonists are encountering a bunch of challenges throughout the journey where they're throwing the ring into the fires of Mordor. So that was what I really enjoyed the movies for when I was a kid. What's different this time around is maybe because I'm older now, I've gained more life experiences throughout these years since the last time I watched them. A lot of different things have happened in my life, and what I realized was that the movies are basically a giant analogy to life. So, so how did I realize this? I think it starts all the way in the beginning from where Frodo is at the Shire. So basically, Frodo is like a normal dude. He's just a normal guy. No one really special or out of the ordinary. He was a hobbit living in the Shire, just like every other hobbit, living a day-to-day life, going about his stuff or whatnot. When one day his cousin slash uncle decides to give him the ring, decides to pass on the ring. And we all know the ring is a symbolism of evil. It has a lot of evil inside. Anyone who carries the ring ends up being consumed by the evil of the ring. Nothing good comes out of it. And nobody is and anyone is prone to getting sucked into the evilness of it. So when Bilbo passes on this ring, to me it was like the way I interpreted it, for me, given my life experiences recently so far, is that basically it was like a symbol of passing down his burdens and his problems and his troubles onto Frodo by having him carry this evil identity. One could interpret it as generational trauma being passed. Yeah. And so, okay, now Frodo has this ring. He holds this burden. He has to do something about it because he knows that this ring is no good. He cannot keep this in the Shire with him. And of course, he quickly realizes that he must get out through the help of Gandalf, telling him that the ring has to be destroyed in the depths of Mordor, which is like on the other side of the planet, I guess. All the way on the other side of the world, in the most treacherous and dangerous places you can be at. And what's so nice to see was that he was brave and courageous to not even hesitate to say, yes, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go. Packs his bags and he leaves. But on the way, on the journey, one by one, there's people from all over Middle-earth, from different races. Humans, elves, and dwarves, they all come together. In the first movie, as you see, they form a fellowship to help take Frodo to Mordor to destroy the ring. So all these brave souls are coming together, and that was a beautiful moment that made me tear up. And there's so many moments throughout the movies that made me feel intense emotions, because it's happening now too. Because it shows, basically it's a moment where it shows that even though Frodo, this one person, might carry a lot of burdens, that he doesn't have to be alone in carrying this and going through the journey to destroy it. He has a team of good people, strong, good, capable people that basically he has a support with him. You know, you have Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas, Pippin, Merry, Gandalf, Boromir, Sam. Sam is like a huge character, which I'll probably talk about later, but yeah, he has all these people supporting him to take the ring. So, okay, they go embark on this journey to destroy the ring. But very quickly, this happened in the first movie, very quickly Frodo realizes that this is a journey that he has to go alone. He must do this alone. So the fellowship falls apart. The fellowship falls apart and Frodo is off as he planned in the beginning, but he has Sam um, his biggest support coming along. And now the way I interpreted this part, the fellowship coming apart, is not it's not a bad thing, like although you can have a lot of people supporting you, a lot of people have your back, you have a big support system and all, at the end of the day, you have to be able to do it. Wait, no, that's not phrased right. At the end of the day, you have to face your challenges. You have to deal with the evils and the demons inside you, because nobody will do it for you. You can have people supporting you, but you have to find a way to deal with your own demons and problems. So yeah, I guess that's what the second and the third movie is about, and like the fellowship, even if it breaks off and they're separated, they're not physically together, they're not physically together, but the fellowship is still there. They're still helping Frodo get to where he needs to go, but at a distance. Which, like I mentioned, it's what the second and the third movie is about. And so, yeah. Yeah, so eventually they all, it's a happy ending, of course. Sam and Frodo do reach Mordor, and the ring does get thrown into the fire. And the lava, the volcano. I forgot the name of the volcano. But yeah. But the journey was not easy. It was really not easy. Especially for Frodo and Sam, because... No, especially for Frodo, because, the closer he got to Mordor, the stronger the evilness of the ring had a hold on him, and it was consuming him. And there are moments where he would break, it was really exhausting for Frodo. And thank God for Sam for being there for him, and to be there with him no matter what. Even in the moments when Frodo would show the side of himself being possessed by the ring for brief moments. But it was not an easy journey. There are so many times, many scenes in the movie where it was very heartbreaking to see them struggling so much, and they're almost about to give up. Their whole life depended, like, not their whole life, but yeah, they almost gave up. But they made it they made it till the end. There was also the scene where Merry and Pippin are in the forest. I'm really bad with the names from the movies, but they're in the forest. They're with the tree, the tree that takes them both throughout the forest, and it was also very emotional for me to see the moment when the trees realize or see the destruction that Sauron has done to their tree friends when they traveled south of the forest that they were in. And yeah, it was like I mean, it's a direct analogy to our current situation in this world. Deforestation is a huge problem and it's still going on. We are destroying lands, acres, huge, massive strips of forests for our own greed, as you know, as a collective, as a whole. Yeah, that was kind of sad to see. And the trees, they ended up helping the protagonists, the good people, with the war. Speaking of war, which there were many of throughout the movies, um, yeah, that was hard. Those were hard scenes to watch because given our current situation all around the world these days, with a lot of conflicts and wars just seemingly getting deeper and more intense, and you see like so many lives being lost in the movie and in real life, all because of this ring, this evilness that exists in this world. And yeah, also it was really heartwarming, or really brave and courageous of Aragorn to, oh my gosh, I see my cat. But it was really courageous and Aragorn to bring his last standing men from the war in Gondor, I think, to march them to the gate of Mordor, even though they were severely outnumbered, and he probably knew that they would maybe not survive because they wanted to provide, they were doing this to provide the distraction from the Eye of Sauron, from, yeah, that the Eye had on Frodo and Sam, because they were already marching through, they were already in Mordor, going through, trying to reach the volcano. And yeah, like just the basically the whole aspect of like not giving up and just to keep going is what actually caused them to win, caused the good side, the good people to win, and brought peace to the world. So, yeah. This perspective on life, no, not on life, this whole new experience I had, and whole new realizations and perception I got from watching these movies recently was really profound. And like I mentioned, I think it's a really good analogy to life. Basically, just don't give up, keep going, and you will make it. You will be okay. The world will be okay if you do good in this world. No, life is not always fair. That's like the reality, but the important thing is don't give up, because you have a whole team of people supporting you. People who love you are there for you. You have a support system, and you got this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, also just the trilogy itself, the movies, the way they were made, everything about it is just perfect. Like everything, like from the costumes, the cinematography, the color grading, the actors, the casting, the acting, everything, like even the CGI. For the time, it was really good, and it still holds up to this day. Yeah, something that I haven't seen in a long time. Actually, there's just so much bad content, bad TV shows or movies being produced. Like, they cannot beat the quality that the Lord of the Rings have. And it's been over 20 years since it came out, and it still looks really good. So yeah, I miss the productions of movies and shows, of being that up to that standard. You know, the Matrix trilogies also go in there. Also very good movies that came out in like around the same time as the Lord of the Rings, but maybe I'll do another video about those movies. Yeah, that's what I experienced from watching the shows, not the shows, the movies again. Yeah, I highly recommend you to watch them, to rewatch them, and I find it interesting just how movies or stories or even books can seem different every time you watch it. Just like maybe I'll learn something new again, or realize something different if I watch them again in, I don't know, in 5 years, 10 years from now. So yeah, I'm curious to see that moment. Thanks for watching. I hope I hope you can relate to my experience.